Highway to Hell right here on the Tony Jones Show from our in-studio guests, the McGunks. Before that, we heard a little Morris and the East Coast. I lost my telephone. Thank you for tuning in. Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter @TonyJonesInRI. Thank you for checking in with me on Twitter. And, of course, be sure to check out TonyJones.org. In studio with me, as I mentioned, the aforementioned McGunks. Last time you were here, coming through to not only promote a big show, but promote your last recording. And what I like about the McGunks is that you are happy to, and I saw this personally today, because I thought I had a pen drive with me with McGunks tunes on it, and it turns out I left it somewhere else. So I went on Reverb Nation, and I got that very track we just heard by the McGunks for free, just like minutes before we started up this show.
Yeah, you can also download the whole album on Bandcamp, too.
And I was going to mention, for the promoting the upcoming shows, you also have some free stuff on Bandcamp. Is there a specific philosophy for you guys to make your music as accessible as possible?
No one's going to pay for it anyway.
Yeah,
come on.
If they don't pay for Metallica, they're not going to pay for us.
That's true.
I don't even know if anyone's downloaded it for free. So I'm technically not sure if we can give away music.
A younger kid talked to me the other day who was, had mentioned something about being able to get illegal music, and I said to him, is there a such thing as legal music these days? And it's, I went to Newbury Comics the other day, who I love, who have been a part of the business side of what I do as far as consigning Tony Jones and the Cretin 3 merchandise and selling our CDs. But I went through a location the other day, and it was looking a little shabby in there.
Yeah,
they're getting rid of...
It's a toy store now.
Yeah, and you can't get any of the CDs you want anymore. They don't have punk CDs.
I was in there myself yesterday, the one in North Attleboro, and I noticed there's a ton of vinyl, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can get, but it's all old stuff,
Yeah.
And I'm looking for old stuff. I'm like, oh, they got Ramones, cool. They got Old Rancid, great. And I'm not looking for nothing new.
And now for the younger kids, they actually sell the record players there with the vinyl.
Yeah, they do have a cool Ramones record player.
Yeah, the pack and play. I don't know if it sounds good though. It looks like it's a one speaker kind of deal. I don't know.
So we mentioned earlier, before we went into the music, that as the McGunks have come through on the Tony Jones Show over the years, they have also had a different lineup over the years. Now, last time you told me it was because, Bob, that you were difficult to work with.
Exactly.
Is that the case?
It hasn't got any better. Lives with an iron fist. He insults at will.
Iron fist. If I look over the shoulder, Bobby knows it. You get to look over the shoulder. It's like, no.
It's like working with a stage mom, just like that awful woman that yells at her kids on the A&E channel. But has that, because there's two kind of schools of philosophy where a lineup change, I have seen, always seems to make a band better, but then sometimes you see a lineup change and you think, these guys kind of suck now. How has that affected the band throughout the years?
Luckily, Bob set the bar low from the beginning.
Yeah, it's very, very... everyone who's come along has added something. You learn something from everybody. You learn... be it good or bad, and mostly good. I still like all those guys and gals. We're still all friendly. Most of the time, they end up just leaving because we do a lot. It's a lot of work to put in.
And then life kind of gets in the way.
Yeah,
life does get in the way. This last year for us, we've had a real tough year with the group and stuff. Like just life stuff gets in the way. It's
it's too bad. I mean, we had some good momentum going, and then life happened. But we do have the Tina Bada Rocket show, so that's good.
And it's always great to see when a band, you guys included, myself, a lot of people we know, they do keep going, because sometimes you see a lineup change or somebody quits and that's the end of said group. But you guys have always been able to find other people to kind of fill those slots. But you two have been together for quite a few years now, right?
Yeah, I'm up 5.
That's in punk rock years, 5 years is like 30.
Yeah.
That's great.
Bob's a tolerant man.
very tolerant.
A man of patience. We're going to continue now with some more music. We'll come back. We'll have more with the McGunks. Right now, we're going to hear from Citizen, this track, Cement, right here on The Tony Jones Show.
If I can't get out, wanna see in front of me eyes open wide this time, this time, this time. But not in this inside of I know if I can't get out, wanna see from me eyes open wide this time, this time, this time.
Some Roz Raskin and the Rice Cakes right here on the Tony Jones Show, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on Twitter @Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to check out TonyJones.org. Don't forget to check out RIFreeRadio.org for all your internet entertainment needs. Before some Roz Raskin and the Rice Cakes, we heard from Citizen, that track, Cement. In studio with me is the Magunks, and we were having a heated discussion during the break. Well, two things. We were talking about old nightclubs. And if you're from the area, there was a great place, and it was a great place for me because this is where I was able to get my first few shows because, you didn't have to audition, anything like that. You kind of just went there and you told the owners, hey, I'd like to book a show, and they said you could either come and play with the other bands or you could book your whole night. And this is a place called the Safari Lounge. Now, the Magunks, but you personally have played, Bob, a ton of shows there, right?
Yeah, Meet Depressed. It was the kind of place that if you got the guts enough to go up to Jimmy, he was a scary looking dude at the end of the bar with a deer foot for a weapon and like a black Panama hat. He spoke semi-broken English. If you could ask him for a show, he'd give you one. That's all.
Yeah.
But once you got to know him, he was a real sweet guy and a real good guy.
He honestly cared. When the place closed down, his biggest concern was, where are these bands going to play now? Where are younger bands going to have this opportunity? And I thought that was great. But I remember leaving a bigger show, and then on the sidewalk were folks in the Safari Lounge. They were passing out flyers, and they said, there's a free show over at Safari around the corner, and Meet Depressed was playing and some other bands. And it was kind of a place where you could really just kind of stumble in there, and there was never a cover, and there was never any pretentiousness to it.
Didn't they start doing a cover at the end?
No.
I think...
I remember paying a couple times.
You probably got ripped off. That was probably just some junkie standing out front. Hey, $5, brother.
The best story I have about that place is it was a bunch of them, but one time there was a bunch of kids, it was like slam dancing in front of the stage, and they were getting a little rough, and they were kind of hitting the bar and stuff, and there was